What's up, Fandomaniacs?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Tandem Fandom. I'm Mick.
I'm Courtney.
And we are coming at you with technical, high-flying, hard-hitting, cruiserweight classic action yet again.
Yes, this is part 3 of the first round of the CWC.
This may have been one of the best rounds we've seen. It was certainly the most well-rounded in terms of competitors and their abilities, I guess you would say.
Styles.
Yeah, that we got to see a wide range of nationalities represented as well. You had, Zack Sabre Jr. from England against Tyson from Canada, Drew Gulak from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA against Harv, Sihra representing India.
Part of the Bollywood boys.
Anthony Bennet representing USA against Nese, who was also representing America. Raul Mendoza of Mexico, as I think Mauro Ronaldo said, against the Brian Kendrick from Los Angeles, California, USA.
I think this is the highest amount of Americans we've seen.
Yeah, so what I said, completely wrong. Because as I'm going through the list, I'm like, that is a lot of Americans.
A lot of Americans.
I'm a fool. I really enjoyed this episode. I think it may have been the best one we've seen so far. I think it may have been, because if you look at the other episodes, there was like that one standout match.
That's true. The last one was a little lackluster compared to this one.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think not only did you get the great representation of the different styles, but there were a lot of stars in this, or guys that I felt like had star power. Like Kendrick definitely brought it, and we were super impressed with like Mendoza's performance in that.
Yeah. Zack Sabre Jr. of course.
Yeah, Harv Sihra was really impressive as the Bollywood boy. Nese, we were kind of blown away by his athleticism and his size and his power. Anthony Bennet, I was not incredibly impressed.
Charisma.
Yeah. Tyson and Zack Sabre Jr. was
aerodynamic.
Cause his hair is...
He's got the glasses up here.
Get it?
I liked him.
Aerodynamic, Coral. Tyson and Zack Sabre Jr. And can we just take a minute and talk about how great Zack Sabre Jr. is?
I'm sure you can.
I mean, everything that Zack does is just perfection. If you've ever seen The Last Samurai, there's a scene where he is talking about a life in pursuit of a perfect cherry blossom is not a wasted life. Because he realizes that at the end, they're all perfect. And when I watch a Zack Sabre Jr. performance, I realize...
You look for the perfect Zack Sabre Jr. match and you realize...
They're all perfect. Every move, every reversal, every submission attempt was poetry in motion. He's like the perfect mix of Breaks and Saint and Regal and Taylor and Brookside and Brian Danielson, and he's so much more. I love you, Zack Sabre Jr.
He's a wizard.
You're a wizard, Zack. So that being said, we could get into the show.
Coming back down, we'll rein you in.
So the first match on the card was Zack Sabre Jr. against Tyson holy shit. This,
good match. I mean, what more?
I mean, listening to Brian call this match, I was making the same things. We were both like, oh, look, it's like Jim Breaks. Oh my God, it's like Johnny Saint. Oh my God, oh, look at that reversal.
I'm like, who?
It was so great.
I didn't know that. I thought that Jim Breaks was like a move when the way he was talking. I was like, what the hell is a Jim
Breaks armbar?
Like,
so good.
Jim, that's a person.
Yes, he is a person. A British wrestling legend.
Yes.
I love that.
I know this now.
I love that old world of sports stuff. Johnny Saint, Fit Finlay, Jim Breaks. I'm not like a huge fan of the Big Daddy stuff. It was a little more gimmicky and whatever, but
that's another episode.
That's another episode coming soon. Spoilers. So yeah, back to this match. It was great. I think, you know, Zack is so cool because he is a guy that reminds me a lot of Bryan Danielson, only he doesn't incorporate some of the high-flying aspect to his game. So he's almost 100% technical, which is something you don't see in wrestling today.
Yeah, especially with young up-and-comers, they feel like they need to be flashier, which, no complaints here. I love the flash.
Yeah.
But...
and especially when you think cruiserweight, you think high flying, lucha libre, technical.
Yeah,
not like technical mat, you know, wizard with all sorts of great reversals and chain submissions and chain wrestling. Like, you don't see that, but we got that. And Tyson I think was a perfect opponent for Zack because he also brought that similar style with the submissions, and this was just a great match. This was hands down my favorite match that we've seen so far. Like, I loved Cedric's match, but I think both competitors matched each other so well that they just told a beautiful story. It was excellent.
Yes.
Oh, so good. Bringing us to the next match. Oh, Zack won, by the way, via a awesome, like, omoplata modified with an armbar as well. Like, it was sweet. It was, Bryan Danielson was like, I would steal that if I was still wrestling. Like, it was pretty great. Drew Gulak and Harv Sihra of the Bollywood Boys. You were kind of really high on the Bollywood Boys going into the CWC.
And I was impressed. You know, he brought the charisma coming out, and he sold the match. You know, I'm excited. I'm pretty sure they're gonna sign them as a tag team. I'm pretty sure like this was just a showcase for them, just to get their names in our ears. Definitely.
I think he had great energy. You know, he's got that character. I think he's got kind of a natural likability. He just had the unfortunate luck to go against Drew Gulak, a technical phenom in his own right. I love Drew's work. Again, not a guy that, when you look at Drew's work, you don't think like, well, this is the indie style. Like, he doesn't. He works that. He's like a Kurt Angle kind of. Reminds me a lot of like Kurt Angle, a lot of Chris Benoit in there. You know, a little bit of Dean Malenko. You know, just that kind of hard nose, beat your ass style.
And he did. He really did. He beat Harv's ass.
Yeah, like I said, I feel bad for Harv because this was certainly a clash of styles. Harv a little bit more of a high flying, whereas Drew's not. He's just, I love, like I said, I love Drew's style. He's nasty, he's a grinder, he's that kind of a collegiate wrestler, but not in a, like, Jason Jordan kind of way. He feels like you could see Drew step out of that wrestling ring and watch him step into an MMA ring. Like, I look at Drew, that's what I see, is that kind of hard-nosed, hard-edged, like, grinder-type mentality. He reminds me a lot of, like, Randy Couture in that regard. Drew won with the Dragon Sleeper, which I love that move. So cool. And we get, in the second round, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Drew Gulak, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is like a technical wrestling fan's dream to see this happen, because you get the American collegiate wrestling style, little catch as catch can, against like the British style which is. I could talk too much about it. It's gonna happen. We're gonna watch it. I'm gonna talk about it, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
Moving on to the next match.
We have Anthony Bennet versus Tony Nese.
I was really impressed with Tony Nese. I hadn't heard of him before, wasn't familiar with his work, but holy cow.
Well, he was a physical specimen.
He was. That was a good-looking man. I was like, he's handsome.
And, you know, Anthony Bennet, he held his own.
There was a little bit of concern towards the end of this match. It was fairly good pace, you know, a lot of really decent high spots, which surprised me with Tony. I didn't expect him to be kind of a high-flying athletic dude with him being so big, but Anthony Bennet looked like he injured his knee.
Oh, was it his knee or his shoulder?
I couldn't tell. Like,
I think they said knee at the end, but it really looked like shoulder before he took that last...
Yeah, the 450, which I felt like that, and I understand, you know, wrestlers' health and safety is the most important thing. That completely derailed the finish, though, because he cuts this beautiful 450 splash after having to kind of stand there for like 5-10 seconds.
The ref stepped in.
Yeah.
And was like, are you good? Are you okay? And he was like, yeah, let him jump on me.
So, kudos to Anthony Bennet for taking the 450 after obvious injury.
Yeah.
Like, there was an injury of some sort.
He was just like, come on.
Yeah.
Finish the story, come on.
Yeah, but, Tony Nese moving on, it's super impressive.
Yeah.
Really excited to see more from him. There's so many of these guys that have moved on to the second round where I don't necessarily know that they will continue on through the tournament, keep winning, but I look at him and I'm like, man, I really hope this guy gets signed.
Yeah.
Especially now with Raw will have the Cruiserweight division. That is something that they have said this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I get the feeling a lot of these guys are going to be, some will go to NXT.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these guys are being used in NXT, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like that a lot. The final match, the main event, was Raul Mendoza against the Brian Kendrick.
And Daniel Bryan was the biggest fangirl this entire match.
It was awesome. It was awesome. He's like, come on, Brian! Come on, you can do it! And Morrow is trying to play straight down the middle.
We try to be unbiased, and Daniel's like, well, I don't.
I'm not. I'm biased. I want Brian to win this whole thing. It was awesome. I mean, but
it was adorable.
That's his boy, though. They trained at Shawn Michaels' school at the same time. Their first match ever was against one another. Long time ago, I think I've mentioned this before, when Brian Danielson first got hired by WWE, they were going to bring him in to be...
You should probably just call him Daniel Bryan.
Alright.
It's the WWE, he's Daniel Bryan.
Okay, so Daniel Bryan, when he got brought in, he was originally planned to be the tag team partner of the Brian Kendrick.
Yeah.
Obviously that didn't happen, but that was the original plan, was he was going to be the tag team partner because of their history together and that sort of stuff, because Shawn Michaels encouraged him to stop being on the indies and sign with WWE, and he was pushing to get him in there. He's like, come on, make some money. I know you want to be an artist, okay? I know you want to be an artist. Come on, make some money.
Come on, come up to the roof.
That was a little Bruce Willis Die Hardish, wasn't it?
A little fun.
But Raul Mendoza, I was really impressed by him. But oh my God, his braces. Oh God.
I would not wrestle with braces. And he cut his lip.
Badly.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Bleeding from the mouth.
Well, and it's one of those things that I really appreciated this build for Kendrick, where he is talking about this is a redemption story for me. This is my opportunity. I blew my chance before, and I'm here, and without if I'm not wrestling or without wrestling, I'm just living. And you're like, oh my God, the story of this man who seeks redemption in
He's fallen from grace.
And he did look very Christ-like. So you're like, redemption, rebirth, Jesus hair, yes. And then he was the
Brian Christ.
And then he was the biggest piece of shit in the world in this match. He was straight up.
By any means necessary.
Yeah, and it was really awesome. Because
really
and the people were getting into it, but I think there was a moment where he had Mendoza kind of bite the rope and he kicked it.
Yeah.
And he blood was just pouring out his mouth because he had it across the bottom of his teeth as well, I believe.
Those brackets, man, they have the wire, the little metal teeth over the little rubber bits. I had braces growing up, and I had some incidents play wrestling, so my heart goes out to him because that sucks.
Yeah, but this was a great match. We didn't really see Kendrick use a lot of his high flying, which I was kind of surprised because he's a really great high flyer, really impressive. He didn't do it, and he didn't finish with the sliced bread number 2, which I think it's the Kendrick is what they call it.
I'm pretty sure it said sliced bread number 2 on his CWC
I thought so too. Won by a bully choke, which pretty cool, good to see. But again, I was surprised by his performance in that he kind of held back. I mean, Mendoza was flying all over the place,
yeah.
but you know, Bryan really kind of was reserved, and I'm interested to see if that's something he's going to do in the next round. If it's kind of he is older, he's been around longer, so it's kind of like conserving himself, conserving his body, because they are treating this more sport-like.
You know, I'm sure they know who's moving on, you know, before the match.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm not blowing my wad out.
Right, you don't want to pull out all your moves.
Yeah, so I could see that. That was pretty good.
Kudos to Mendoza. My heart always goes out to when they mess up. Kudos to Mendoza for trying to stick the landing on the thing that a lot of guys do now, where they go upside down on the ropes and come back down and they land on their knee.
That's right.
He goes to land on his knee and he lands on his butt and he scrambles back up. And I'm like, oh, it's like watching your kid fall on their little school
like,
play, they trip on the stage. And you're like, oh, get back up, okay, yay, good.
Solid match though. I liked it. Well, I think that was all we got for this week. It was week 3. The final round is approaching rapidly.
So excited.
The brackets are almost set. We're excited. We're loving this. This is, I think, the best thing in professional wrestling today. And you know what? There is so much good in professional wrestling.
So much good.
So that's a high compliment.
Yep.
Well, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video, give it the old thumbs up. If you would be so kind, subscribe and share, and tune in to all the other wonderful wrestling content we bring you on a weekly basis.
Yep, you can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
As we always say here on Tandem Fandom, if you're going to be a fan,
bring a friend.
I love you, Zack Sabre Jr.